Good photo of you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, good evening, friends. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever it is been around the world. Thank you all for connecting to our ILLC 8th webinar. So, I'm delightful now. Most of you know about me, and I just want to tell you that I'm Shakti, CEO of ILLC International. These webinars, we're just doing it for motivate all the members around the world to get connected with the speakers about this crucial times like COVID. So you'll learn a lot of knowledge of the speakers who will be coming out of that. Do visit our website. We recently started www.illcinternational.com, which carry all the speakers detail, our training programs, and much more important information also be available on our website. And we have got book collections from speakers as well as other members also. And we have one more new initiative we did on our website called Idea Box. Do send ideas, what you do best practice in your day-to-day works. You can able to share that ideas to other members, which we can able to display in our web page. We can always get connected with that. So I will share the website address into our chat box. You can always able to connect with web page, and you do send it. So we can also, you can also subscribe our YouTube channel, where you can able to always see if you're able to miss the webinar. Our webinars always available in our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for connecting today. Looking forward, go to what's available today. So let's have a special speaker today from UK, my best friend, Michelle Hoskin. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for connecting all the way from UK, and always so pretty. But you always look so pretty now.
Thanks. I try.
Full energetic and motivation. So thanks, behalf of ILLC, I'm thanking you for connecting today. Let's move to the itinerary. Then all's yours. So you should take the show on that. Yeah, thank you. So I'll just share the screen.
Wonderful.
Can you see the screen?
I can see the screen. Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
Okay. Ready for me to share mine?
Yeah, once I just complete this one, you can able to do that. So
yeah.
Welcome you all for official 8th webinar. So let's move to the meeting itinerary. Today there's a meeting itinerary. So I just move my screen, that's other side, so you can able to talk like, yeah. Supercharge your client journey, take it from wow to wow. So that's our speaker Michelle will discussing about today. She is the hero of the show today, so I'm not taking much time. So we just introduction what ILLC talk about that. So just short introduction about ILLC, then I'll be give introduction to the speaker, and Michelle will take over the program, and she starts sharing all this about what is wow. So after that end of the program, we can able to send a lot of question answers. Will be a question answer column, or you can put it in the chat box on that. That's for the meeting itinerary. So what's ILLC? We'll just see that ILLC recently started the training company. So we motivate and train the people from different sectors like online training, sales skills, expert webinar, and social media training, boost your business, and email and e-flyer trainings, management skills, time management, productive work from home. So the different training programs we have. Apart from that, whatever I shared on the initial stage of the program about our website on that. So all the details available on our webpage. Do visit our webpage. So now I waited the moment now, though I'm just introducing the lady with a lovely smile. So Michelle Hoskin, well-known name called Little Miss Wow. I think you all know her. I meet her on Vancouver, I think 2016, and there are some two beautiful books. I bought it. These are the two beautiful books. I always admire about whenever I just feel we get to get ideas. So I use this one. A lot of inspirations, ideas will come. Apart from this one, something that whenever you need it, you definitely go through that. There is some 89 ideas. Apart from that, you can able to also add some 10 more ideas. That's I keep follow this for last 6 years. So some part of this, it's my success on that. So Michelle will talk about this, and these books links already available in our web page. Thank you so much. Now we'll see the Michelle's profile now. So Michelle, I just told the well-known, her endless enthusiasm and energy, reflection, personality, and unique outlook, which is she's a magical profession with more than a 20 years experience working alongside with the world most successful financial service organizations. Michelle is an internationally recognized author, speaker, coach, and leading expert in design and implementation of international framework based best practice standard. Michelle is a pioneer and drive towards increase the professionalism and operationally excellent through her continued work at Standards International. So she also talk about what is Standard International, what they do and all our program. So the UK Premier Certification Body and British International Financial Service Standard, for which she is the founder. She also most recently led the sector committee whose objection was develop and launch an existing new international standard for professional parameters. Regularly, here push for a global movement of change within the financial services. Michelle is fully committed to supporting financial professionals worldwide to achieve their things they only dream were possible, and to working with them so they become a best possible version of themselves. I think one of them, me also that.
Yeah.
So this is the show now. So that's all from me. I like all of you. I was so excited. So I'm just giving back to Michelle. Michelle will take over the program. Over to you, Michelle.
Thank you very much.
I'll just make you a host now. Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen. Well, it's very wonderful to be here. It's just after 1:30 in the afternoon in the UK, and the sun is shining today. So it's a very, very good day. It's always nice in the UK when the sun starts to shine. So it's my absolute pleasure to join you today. I'm going to try and share as many tips and ideas as I can. Please do add in questions. Please do throw some Q&A in there or add any comments. And if I'm not able to answer them, we're not able to answer them during the session today, then we'll absolutely do our best to share and comment on them afterwards. My topic for today's presentation, which is always a favorite across the world, and that is how to take your client's journey from WOE to WOW. Now, I've been a coach in financial planning and financial services for just over 20 years. I've never been an advisor and I've never been a financial planner, but I'm a coach to these wonderful, wonderful professions. And what's very interesting is over that time, I have never, ever, ever heard a financial advisor, an agent, a planner, a broker, you know, whatever they're called all over the world. I've never, ever heard them say that they just want to do an okay job for clients. They've always wanted to, you know, strive for excellence, you know, exceed their clients' expectations and provide effectively a leading, you know, wow, amazing service for their clients. And this is always a very interesting conundrum because while so many want to provide a service that is so fantastic, so very few actually know how to do it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the ideas that I have, some of the ones that I know will be quite sticky when I share them with you, so that you can take these ideas and practices and take them back to your own businesses, back to your own work, and try and incorporate some of these ideas into that. Now, as we heard at the beginning, the Little Book of WOW is where I've taken some of these ideas from, and that was written by myself and an amazing financial advisor based out of Canada in Thunder Bay, a guy called Mike Morrow, and we long-standing MDRT member, and we collaborated on this book a few years ago, and it's a very extremely useful book. So it's just very easy to read and very easy to implement, which is obviously quite important. So let's take a little look. So one of the most important things first of all, is I would love you all to connect with me. We share as we go around on our travels. I do personally, and so do my team. We share examples of when we see amazing things, amazing client journeys, you know, amazing reception areas, or amazing documentation that's presented to clients. And we share all these tips and ideas as we are all in our day work. So please do follow and share, connect with me on social media, and obviously you'll benefit from some of those insights as well. So let's talk a little bit about what I'm going to cover. I'll be throwing things in throughout the whole session. This is the only slide, and there's one at the end that's got words on it. I'm very visual, and I think we remember pictures more than we remember words, and remember that for clients as well. We're very visual. Most people like pictures and drawings, so that's how my presentations are structured. So let's kick in. I mean, fundamentally, what I'm going to share with you and why I want to really get you thinking about what you're doing is because I think we're not just in an experience economy. As individuals, as consumers, as husbands and wives and mothers and daughters and the rest, we are all personally looking for those moments in our day-to-day lives where we are wowed. We want to go to a beautiful restaurant. We want to go to an amazing hotel. If we can, we want to travel, you know, business class or premium economy or whatever it might be on airplanes. You know, we want to have moments that are worthy of a Facebook post or an Instagram post. We are looking for these magic moments. And this is why I believe that the sector as financial services, which in truth can be quite dull at times, you know, what we do for the clients is life-changing. But actually quite often the process can be quite samey. It can be, you know, the same from one financial advisor to another. So I think we're definitely entering this new realm of the wow economy. So it's really important that, you know, we'll talk more about this. It's really important that you actually understand your clients and get a real feel for, you know, what's their level. You know, if you're going to try and wow a client who travels first class or, you know, eats at 5-star restaurants, then you have to position your wow at that right level. So we are entering the wow economy. And to be honest, we've been here a while. This is not something new. And we are all looking for, you know, that extra special moment, that magic moment that blows our minds, that, you know, that knocks our socks off because we, you know, we've been amazed by a service or an experience. What I want us all to understand is how that we get to understand the client more, particularly in these unprecedented times. You know, we've had this global pandemic, which has been a storm that we're all in. But the problem is that not everybody is in the same boat. We might be in the same storm, but we're not in the same boat. And there's never been a better time for you as advisors and agents and financial planners to understand the needs of your clients and actually, you know, use it as an opportunity to find out about how they really are, what they're really happy about, what they're not really happy about, and really get a sense of who they are as people. And there's never been a better time to do that. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll also talk about how we know that actually this journey that the clients are on is the most important and most amazing journey because it's their life. And there is no professional advisor that exists in their life, your client's lives, that can do and share as much magic with that client as you. Their banker cannot, their accountant cannot, their lawyer cannot, their doctor cannot. You are the one who has that insight information about that client's life. And that's why you're on a journey with clients. You're not just selling them life insurance, or you're not just protecting their family. There has never been a better opportunity in the role that you are in to sit parallel, side by side, shoulder to shoulder with your client, helping them achieve all of the things that they want to achieve in their life, regardless of what those things are. This is the most amazing journey of a client's life. You're right by their side, and you have every opportunity to wow them at every step of their relationship with you. And we've got to leverage and really raise that benchmark. It's really important that you understand and that you appreciate that you're not going to be able to wow your clients on your own. This is going to take teamwork. This is going to take collaboration. This is going to take relationships that extend outside of the relationship that you have with your clients. It may be that you involve the client's children in the planning or in the advice. You may bring a professional partner, a lawyer or an accountant into the process, sitting alongside you to add value to that client's journey. And it's all about this experience, this wow economy, this wow experience that we want, all of us as consumers, not just, you know, we're not exempt from this because we do financial advice, because we give financial advice. We're all part of that same journey. So collaboration is absolutely key. I also think that, you know, we are entering a new world of financial planning where a financial advisor is also a life coach, is also a mediator, is also, you know, talking about well-being with clients and mental health. There is a whole range of additional skills that financial advisors across the world need to have to be able to be truly collaborative with their clients, to be truly supportive of them. And it goes way, way past protecting their life or selling them life insurance or, you know, mapping out when they may be able to retire. This is a long-term, side-by-side, shoulder-to-shoulder journey which clients are on with you, and you have the perfect opportunity to really enhance that journey with them. The last thing, of course, if you're not wowing your life, if you're not living your best life, living your dreams, you know, executing, you know, your life beautifully, you can't wow anybody else. When I've seen some of the worst levels of service, when I've seen the most unengaging financial planning journeys or the most disruptive businesses in financial services, it's because the person that's leading in those businesses doesn't have a wow life, isn't taking care of themselves. So it's the same analogy I use all of the time. If you're going to wow somebody else, you have to be wowing yourself first. And that means you have to put your oxygen mask on before you can help anybody else. So before you really start to think about enhancing journeys and amazing your clients, you have to start with yourself. And it's very, very important that you don't spend too much time or all of your time focusing on the lives of others, i.e. your clients, and not really focusing enough on yourself and what you're doing and how you're doing it. So you are 100% the most important person in your client's journey. And I know for a fact, we are all taught, you know, we're all said, you know, to wow our clients. You know, we want to give an amazing service to our clients. The one way that we can do that is by being wow ourselves, making sure that we are excited. And take this webinar as an exact example. I'm excited to be with you. I love my work. I slept well last night. I've been to the gym this morning. I've had my smoothie. I've been and got some fresh air. I've taken care of myself today. And that means that what you get as recipients of me, as my audience today, is the best possible version of me. Now, so you're going to be wowed. Your experience of working with me today is going to be hopefully really positive. But if I was tired and sluggish and I'd not taken care of myself and I didn't really love my work, you would know that. And there is no way I would be able to inject any energy into any of you if I wasn't oozing that energy myself. So you have to start with you, understanding really what wow means for you. And it's now time to turn what is effectively servicing your clients. You know, we hear this word a lot. We service our clients. Well, it's actually about turning servicing into serving. How can you best serve the needs and the lives of your clients and their family? And that's the shift. It's way, way more than selling a product or giving financial advice. You're on that journey, shoulder to shoulder, side by side. Now, you do have to understand what wow means to you. And my recommendation would be is to, when you get back to your businesses and when you get back to your teams, if you have them, even if you work with one other person, what I want you to do, and actually I'm going to get you to do a little exercise for me. So get a pen and a piece of paper or an iPad or whatever you've got, a laptop. And when I ask you this question, I want you to think and write down the first word that springs to mind. And it doesn't matter what it is. I will share mine with you afterwards, But when I say, so the question is, when I say the word wow, what single word springs to mind? So what word comes into your mind when I say the word wow? And I want you to write it down, and I want you to share it. So put it in the chat, write in there what your wow word is. Everybody has a wow word. It could be wow. I had some clients say Batman. I had some clients say diamonds. I had some clients have said exceptional, amazing. It doesn't matter, but I want you to share with me your wow words. So put your wow words in the chat. Now, my next question to you, and I'll tell you what mine is in a minute. My next question to you is your life your wow word? So if your word was excellent or amazing, let me just have a little look, so if I can get in, have a look on the chat. Glitter, okay, we've got glitter, smart and sleek, we've got wow, we own my own house, right? My own house. So whatever these words are, that is your standard of where your level of wow is, okay? And it's an amazing thing to do. Amazing. Mary's came up with the word amazing. So my question to all of you is, if I asked you, is your life wow? Is your life amazing? Is the life you're living, is your journey wow? Because if it isn't, we have to start there. Because only when you are wowing yourself can you then turn that attention to wowing your clients. Now, what you also have to do is you have to ask what your teams and your assistants' wow word is. Because if you say my wow word is amazing, and your assistant says my wow word is compliance or processes, then you'll probably find that there's a bit of a miss. So you're trying to strive for this excellent, amazing service to clients, and they're just quite happy getting out of bed in the morning. Like, there's nothing exciting about them. They just, they do their job and they go home at the end of the day. So in order to have a wow service and take that client's journey, you have to also surround yourself with people that share that level of wow. And of course, if you're going to ask yourself that question, if you are going to ask your team that question, then you also have to ask the clients. So I hear all of the time, planners, advisors, agents will say to me, I want to exceed our clients' expectations. And I go, that's wonderful. Do you know, my question then is, do you know what your clients' expectations are? And of course, they'd say, no, I don't. And I said, well, if you don't know what your clients' expectations are, how are you supposed to exceed them? So what you need to understand with your clients is you need to understand what their experience of wow is. Where is their level? Ask them. A great question to ask a prospective client at the first meeting is, tell me about the most amazing experience of your life. Tell me about the most amazing experience of your life. And they'll tell you happily. And then you can have an opportunity to really understand at what level they're living, what amazes them, what excites them, what wows them. And then all you have to do is exceed those expectations. And at the simplest level, that is how you wow clients, right? So let's talk a bit more. So let's move on. So thank you for sharing those wow words with me. My wow word is incredible. So I want an incredible life. I want an incredible relationship with my daughter. I want incredible relationships with my friends. And anything that doesn't allow me to have an incredible anything is not in my life. When I was looking for a new place to live, I wanted an incredible place to live, not just a okay place to live. I wanted an incredible place to live. So my wow word changes, and it has done over the years, but ultimately that's my benchmark. And that is the level by which we deliver services to our clients. So when the team are talking and we're engaging in conversations around a service, I will say, is what we are doing, is it incredible? Is that part of the process incredible? Is that document that's going out incredible? Because that's my level of wow. That's my level of my benchmark. And if it isn't wow or incredible, then we change it and we make it better. But we've got a benchmark. So my question to you is, what's your benchmark? What's your word, right? What is your wow word? Everybody has one. Okay, so probably the most important thing, and we know this because of experience, we know this because of what we've seen, we know this because of our conversations with our clients, being financial advisors, is the most successful financial advisors that have the most incredible relationships with clients are with those clients that they love, that they have bonded with, that they have connected with, that they share the same values, that they are intrigued by that client's life. They are excited to see that client. They've connected at a level that is way deeper than anything peripheral as giving advice. They have understood each other. They've got the same vibes. They share the same interests. So one of the big things is you have to surround yourself and select to work with clients that you love and those that equally love you. Because what that does is, and let's be honest, there are plenty of people in the world, there are plenty of people that need financial advice and that seek financial advice. But what's important is, if I was trying to find a financial advisor, every single one of you, there's 30 people on this call, this webinar, and obviously all those that are watching, I would want to find one because that I connect with. And it's almost like there's a tiny little bit of string that runs from my heart to your heart. And it's invisible, but it's the connection. And we connect like that because we love each other, because, you know, we've connected at a deeper level. How do I choose any of you? Because pretty much we all do the same thing. We all give financial advice. The products that we advise on are pretty similar, but the only special thing is the connection that I have with you, and that comes from within. So when two people who care for each other, are connected, get together, whether it be an advisor and a client, or two friends or two family members, it's like an explosion. It's like they've just connected and the world has gone crazy. And that is another way of being able to wow, because you'll do it so naturally. So you think about client relationships, any client relationships that you have where it's awkward, it doesn't work, it's clunky, it just feels like you cannot do the right thing, or everything you say is not right, or, you know, they're never happy with a letter or a report that gets sent out, or they always question your advice, or you don't get excited about meeting them. It's because you don't love them. They don't inspire you. They don't excite you. They don't want you to bounce out of bed in the morning and get yourself ready to go to the office. They just don't. But in truth, it's almost a travesty. It's a tragedy, in fact, if an advisor is advising a client where there's not that connection, because there's an advisor over there somewhere else that is a perfect match for that client. And imagine if you could actually take your best client ever and bottle them and actually repeat them 100 and 1,000 times over. That would be absolutely the best job in the world. So you must build connections and seek out and position yourself with clients and in the lives of clients to be found by potential clients, those that you absolutely want to work with. And part of that is absolutely defining your client's journey. Now, I have just created, I didn't tell it this, nobody really knows about this, but I'm very happy to share it. I've created what's called a client demographic tool. And this tool allows you to really map out who your ideal client is. If you email me, or if you put an email over on the portal, then absolutely, I will be very happy to share this document with you so that you can start to understand who your absolute ideal client is. And your sole job is to go and only see clients that hit that absolute ideal profile. And any sales tool, any sales technique will teach you to try and find that ideal client. So you have to love your clients and they have to love you. It's a mutual, compatible, collaborative relationship, and it's so fundamental. Now, just one thing that isn't normally in this presentation, but clearly because of the global situation with COVID, it's really important that you connect with clients, those that you care about the most, to just make sure that from a well-being, mental health, you know, how are they happy, just that you need to do that. there are several advisors that I've had conversations with, in fact, more than several advisors that we've had conversations with over the last few months that have phoned their clients 3 and 4 times, because it's been really important that, you know, they're not just there to invest their money or to protect their life. They're there to care about that client's life. And there's a big, big difference. So it's really important that you make, if you haven't done so already, is make the time to connect with your clients and just make sure that their mental well-being and their family well-being and their personal well-being is absolutely on your radar. But again, you can't do that if your mental well-being and your well-being is not at the top of your agenda either. So the advisors in the UK, the ones that we've coached and advised, they have got on the phone to clients more than once. Now, clearly, if you have 8,000 clients, that's going to be tricky to do, or 1,000 clients. But regular mailers, keeping in contact, being there when it's not about the money, I think that's really important. So just talking a little bit there, we'll do Q&A at the end if that's okay. I've seen a few people putting their hands up. If we can do Q&A, unless it's absolutely pressing, but I'll let my wonderful host take care of that. Okay. I think also what we've also got to do is we've got to think about what this client's journey is. Now, my advice would always be to not just focus on the client's money or their life to do with what they can do with their money. I think it's really important that we're able to really get a feel for the client's life. Now, it was actually at an MDRT meeting. I'll tell you a very brief story. It was at an MDRT meeting, I think in 2013. And I was just coming off stage. I'd just done a focus session, which I absolutely loved. And it was all about how to wow your clients in their client journey. And I was walking off stage and I thought to myself, well, I've just told an audience full of financial advisors on how to wow their clients in their client's life. But what I realized was that at the time, sadly, my life wasn't wow. I wasn't happy. My well-being had been put to the bottom of the pile because I was spending all of my time taking care of my daughter, absolutely, and also taking care of my clients. And the most important person that I'd forgotten, of course, was myself. So I wasn't happy. So that day, I went to my room after my presentation. I got changed out of my big posh dress. And I went to my room and I wrote down 10 words. And I'm going to share these words with you in a second. But effectively, what I knew I needed to do was I needed to put my life at the center of my universe. So for the next hour, I said to myself, it's not about the clients. It's not about my daughter. It's not about my partner, Martin, who was Ruby's dad. It's not about any of those people. It's just about me. Now, I want you to do this exercise, but that's a whole other presentation, right? But what I want you to do is I want you to take these 10 headers and I want you to do an exercise with your clients to try and understand them and to also help them shape and design the future version of themselves. So what words did I actually write down on that piece of paper that day? So what I did was, and I would encourage you to use similar language if you can, and this document, which you can use as a tool, is available to be downloaded from my website, free of charge. You can have it free of charge, and it's called the Future You Workbook. So what you have to do is you have to start a conversation with a client by going through an exercise that we call the Future You. Call it the Future You with your clients. And what you're saying to your clients is, it's really important that we get to understand you, not just today, but over the longer term. My relationship with you is a collaboration, it's a partnership. And I hope that our relationship will last many years to come. In order for me to do that, I really want to understand what your future you, what your future life looks like. So if we may, I would like us to go through an exercise. Then you get out the worksheet, you get out the workbook, and what you say to a client is this. I want you to imagine that you are sitting, lying, flying, sailing, driving, you are doing whatever makes you happy, a date in the future, the date we'll come on to in a minute, where you're sitting and you are happy. Life is perfect. You're living the dream life. You have everything that you want and you're absolutely super happy. You've made it. You've made a success. Your life is a success. Say to the client, I want you to pick an age or a date in your future where you have achieved this level of success, where life is amazing. And you write it down. Get the workbook and you write this age or date down. And then I want you to say to them in these words, if you can, or you adapt them to suit you, I want you to say, so if we were sitting here together on the eve of that date, so you'd say on the eve of your 50th birthday or the eve of the 31st of December 2027 or whatever the date is, and you keep reciting this date to them, I want you to say, I want you to tell me how you look physically and get them to talk. So get them, put them at the center, at the end of that red carpet, and get them to tell you how they look and feel physically. Their waist size, their fitness levels, their hair, their skin, their face, whatever they feel they want to tell you, ask them, tell me on the eve of that date, how do you look and feel personally? This is a level of understanding your clients. It's not about the money right now, right? Then you say to them, okay, great. Anything else? No, great. Okay, on the eve of that date, I want you to tell me how you feel emotionally. Tell me what frame of mind you're in. Tell me how you feel, right? Are you calm? Are you happy? Really try and probe them if you can, and write down every single thing that they say. It doesn't matter what they say. Just keep going. Anything else, anything else. Once you've then done emotionally, you can say to them, well, tell me how you are and what you've achieved professionally on the eve of that date. What qualifications, what academic achievements, what skills have you learned on the eve of that date? What professional reputation do you have on the eve of that date? And just keep really probing and probing. And just with those 3 questions alone, you've actually will have understood more about that client's future version of themselves than you probably ever have to date. So we've got physically, we've got emotionally, we've got professionally. Then I want you to ask, tell me about the relationships that you have on the eve of that date. Who are those relationships with? How do those relationships work? What are you doing with those relationships? Who's on the list and who didn't make the list? Then I want you to ask them what they're doing in their free time on the eve of that date. Are they having lots of free time? Are they working the same amount of hours? Are they traveling in that free time? Have they maybe started another business? Are they expanding their hobbies? Free time is probably one of the most important things for you to ask. So ask what they're doing on the eve of that date in their free time. Then what I want you to ask is, on the eve of that date, how are you positioned financially? How much money do you have in the bank? What are you earning? What's your bonus been? What are you spending your money on? What have you saved? What have you been able to pay? So I want you to really encourage them to start talking about money, but not more or less than any other area of their life. I want you to talk about it in equal measure. So on the eve of that date, tell me about your position financially, okay? Then you say to them, so on the eve of that date, so anything else, and they'll say, no, that's fine. Okay, next one. Tell me about what skills and capabilities you have. So we've talked about their professional position, but on the eve of that date, what skills and capabilities do you have on the eve of that date that you don't have today? And it might be that they want to learn to play golf better, or they want to learn to play a musical instrument, or they want to learn to sing, or they want to learn to bake. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's about them designing with you the future version of their life. So let's just recap and we'll carry on. So we've got physically, we've got mentally, emotionally, we've got free time, we have relationships, we have financial, we have skills and capabilities. Okay, then I want you to ask them, so on the eve of that date, tell me about your environment. Tell me about where you live. What house do you live in? Do you live in a flat? Do you live in a house? Do you have a second home? Are you traveling? Are you on the road? Tell me and describe for me your environment. And one of my favorite quotes ever, and I normally have it on my slides when I do this live, face to face, I'll say, there's an amazing quote which says, if you don't like where you live, move, because you're not a tree. And it's so true. So some people end up living in a place that they don't actually like. So get the clients to talk you through their environment, where they live, where they work on the eve of that date. And then we have the last two. So then we have charity. So then I want you to ask them, so on the eve of that date, what are you doing for charity, for charities, for good causes, for things that are close to your heart, for causes that matter the most to you, and really get them to expand on their world outside of their family, potentially, or their friendship circles, the causes that matter to them the most. Find out this stuff. Remember, we've only spoken about money at 1 of the 10, not in any more or greater, less detail than any other aspects of their life. And then finally, we have spiritually. On the eve of that date, tell me, how are you connected spiritually? Now, everybody's answers are all going to be different. Mine will be different to yours. Yours will be different to the next person, but it doesn't matter. While the client is sharing all of this stuff with you, what they're effectively doing is they're inviting you into their future version of themselves, into their future life. Now, I get goosebumps talking about this, because I know that when you do that exercise and you are then in the beautiful position to say to clients, okay, and the next 2 questions are this. Okay, Mr. Client, that's great. So tell me, what people and things are going to stop you from achieving and becoming the best possible future version of yourself? And then be quiet. And I guarantee that every single one of them will say me, themselves. They know it's down to themselves. And then you ask, as their personal financial advisor, their friend, their confidant, their sounding board, the person that wants to absolutely help them achieve every single thing that they dreamed possible, you're going to say, so what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? How can you help the client achieve those life's dreams? And the beauty of this exercise is that every year or every 2 years, when you meet that client, you bring out that same document, which you've shared with them, but you have a copy of it, and you revisit it and you revisit it. And this single document will be the thing that brings you and that client together. And while ever you are helping that client achieve those ideals, achieve that version of their life, you will wow them. There is absolutely no other option. And you'll be with them shoulder to shoulder, side by side, in helping that client achieve, and after they've designed it, their future version of themselves. And there is nothing more magical than you doing that. So please give it a go. Download the worksheet. And absolutely, please feed back to me how you get on. I have a lovely advisor in Australia. I met her at an MDRT meeting, and she uses it with all of her clients with amazing, amazing impacts that she's having as part of her fact-finding process, as part of her client journey. And she's wowing her clients all the time, because she's helping them leverage what they want to achieve to the benefit of themselves. So definitely focus on understanding the client. What I would also say as well is, we all know, and this is a simple one, but I think one that we often forget. Remember that we as humans have 5 senses. We have sight, sound, sense, smell, and touch. 5 senses. I want you to have a think about, and there's lots of tips in the book, but I want you to have a think about how your client journey hits every single one of those 5 senses. So think about the quality of the paper, the look of your office, the smell of your office, the quality of the ink on the paper, the general feeling, sense, the smell, the sight, the sounds in your office when you meet with clients. It's even down to, we're doing lots of work over Zoom. Of course we are. So think about your backdrops, think about how tidy you are, think about what you wear. There's lots of ways to actually hit those 5 senses. And when you're able to do that, you trigger in your clients a total all body, all person reaction to you. And we know that we don't always take in the words. And in the words of Maya Angelou, we know that people will never remember what you've said. They won't remember what you've done, but what they will remember is how you made them feel. And it's all about hitting each one of those 5 senses. So in very simple terms, with 2 ideas really, if you focus on the future you with your client and then help that client achieve what they've told you they want to do, what their future version is, and constantly question, does this thing that we're doing, does it hit our wow word? You know, is it amazing? Is it spectacular? And then of course what we have is we also have the 5 senses. Does this journey, does this document, does this meeting, does this experience hit the client's 5 senses? Because if it does, you will absolutely achieve every single thing that you want to do with that client, and the client will benefit, and you will absolutely love your work more than you've ever loved it before, because you're literally wowing them at every opportunity. So very simple ideas here. But finally, really, then probably and again, another key thing, and I've tried to keep this very simple because I know we're all zoomed out, you know, we've had oodles of Zoom meetings. So I've tried to keep it very short and very sharp. You've got to surround yourself with people that love financial advice. You've got to hire administrators and assistants and team members and collaborate with professional partners and advisors that love financial advice, that love giving financial services support to clients. This is not a job, and I've seen many firms over 20 years that have administrators and even financial advisors that actually they don't really care for it. They do it because it brings in the money, but they're not passionate about it. And when I see and have seen teams of people that come together that are just oozing love for this magical industry, this magical profession that we call financial services, our home, the magic, the sparks fly. It's almost a gift. And we are always taught, of course, that, you know, we have to make the clients happy. You know, it's all about the clients. We have to put the clients at the center of the client journey. Well, I 100% disagree. And that's because you have to be at the center. You have to make sure you are okay. And then the next most important person or persons are your team. Because happy clients don't make a happy person. They don't make a happy financial advisor. They don't make a happy team. They don't make a happy business. But a happy business with a happy team can wow clients very easily, without very little thought, without very little effort. So you have to focus on your immediate and let the team, you take care of your team, your people. Let the people take care of the clients. But you have to have and be surrounded by people that come to work, that love this industry, that love this profession, that are energized and passionate about it. And that every single day they feel like they've been shot out of a rocket to do the job that we do. It's easy to wow when you're full of passion and energy, and they share that with the clients. So you have to take care of your most important people, and that is your immediate, you, and then also your team or your persons that support you to deliver that client journey. You cannot do it on your own. Imagine the client's journey is like the ultimate race at the Olympics. It's the relay race. Where does the baton get handed? Who hands the baton to the next person? It's a journey, it's a team effort, and you have to surround yourself with the right people in order to do that. So what do we know? We've talked about the WOW economy. We've talked about really taking a deep dive and understanding your clients. If you don't do the future you, if you don't have this open, vulnerable, open dialogue with your clients, you'll never know them. And if you don't know them, you can't wow them. There's no way. Sometimes I know more about my clients than their wives do, than their business partners do. And when we know this, we can wow them. It's ever so easy. We've talked about why this is the most amazing journey of their life. They're only going to have one. and you shoulder to shoulder sitting side by side are the best person who's placed to add this value to their lives and to that journey. And there's no better way of doing that by some of the things that we've shared today. Collaboration with professional partners, with team members, with the client, collaborate. You are not the servant to these clients, you are their advisor. You are the key to the relationship. You are the key to unlocking their future vision, their future you. So have some confidence in the role that you play. I know you sell products you sell advice. You try and get them to do things that they don't want to do, but you know is the right thing for them. But you are not the underdog. You are there side by side with that client. And the second your confidence is raised, you'll be able to just hold your own, be stronger in what you do, and be just way more successful at doing it. We've talked about, really, this can't happen by accident. So grab the book, get that worksheet, write that process, make this stuff repeatable so that it just happens time and time again, every time, without fail, absolutely without fail. And why being awesome should be at the top of your agenda. It's not about the client's agenda, it's really about yours. And when you feel like you've been shot out of a rocket rather than shot by a rocket, then the clients will naturally feel the same. Now, just as a thing that we've just introduced, we're going to be doing this via Zoom, we're going to be doing this live, we're going to be running a global WOW workshop. And this is just to give you some energy and some insights more into the client journey, more about structuring teams well, working on your business, working on your practice and not in your practice. So really enhancing some of that work that you're doing. It's obviously UK time. We're going to run it in the day, but everybody is welcome. There's a small price to pay for the full day event, and you can book it through our Standards International events page on the website. So there's a bit more information on there. There's a little video from me. There's a few bits on the website, so take a look. And of course, remember to download the Future You workshop workbook. I have a magic wand, but so do you. And it's just about understanding how to use it and how to unleash it for the benefit of your clients. And that is all I have to say. I'm happy to hand back to my host. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but please connect with me. It would be my absolute honor. And I think I'm done.
Wow, it's a power
Sorry, was that
pack.
okay?
It's a power pack
And breathe.
presentation. That's as usual what you do that. So you made me a host now? Yeah.
Yeah, hang on, I'll do it. Technology, we've all become masters, but we're still not very good. We all think we're good, but we're not.
Thanks.
You're the host.
So I have a surprise for you. I just want to show you the thing. I'm taking the screen share again. Do you see the screen now?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
So I just want to show you our favorite picture.
Ah, that's the picture. That's my favorite. But look at my hair. I have hair. Oh my gosh.
I love this one because we're taking 2 pictures on the.
Oh, we did.
Yeah. So
I love that picture. I love that picture. Thanks for sharing. Oh, it's made me smile.
So thank you. Wonderful.
My pleasure.
Presentation, and you've given a time for Iilc on this program. Now we will move forward for Q&A.
Yeah, absolutely.
Members who's there now, you have got any specific questions, kindly put it in the question answer box. So the speaker will give you the answer for that.
Can I just say, I've just seen, is it Vic has a business? Oh my God, I love this. His email address is vic@WOW Financial. Oh my gosh. Absolutely, you will get whatever I've got. That is an amazing business name. Fabulous effort. Wonderful, love it. Oh, great.
So it's a question time. So people who are there in the Zoom webinar, kindly post your questions. That I have a question for you, Michelle. Suppose this is the situation where everybody facing the pandemic, so the COVID, and this is our 8th webinar. So we've been teaching about how to overcome out of this situation and start doing talking about your business of that. what are the 3 steps you can able to give them? They can go back to do the normal routine and they should not disturb the client. So can you able to give some ideas about their businesses now? Still they are in the home, so they're able to one. The second one is that the normally people now they're losing their heart because of they're not able to meet the physically with the client and they're not able to give their business. They easily give up on situation that. So what kind of things you will give advice on your experience on that? How's in England? How is this things in England? So how you people have faced the situation over the COVID?
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I love the first question. You know, how do we get back to normal? We don't want to go back to normal. Okay. The reality is that in lots of countries, for lots of reasons, financial advice and the way that financial advice was given was broken. It was outdated. It was old-fashioned, and it just wasn't modern enough. So what the pandemic has done is it sent everybody home and basically said, you need to figure out how to do business without being physically connected to anybody, okay? So we have all had the best opportunity to put a stop, like a timeout, and really, if you're really going to make the most of this, is to think about, not just in business, but in your relationships and your life, what are the things that you want to keep and what are the things you don't want to do? Like, why would you really stop what we're doing and go back to 100% face-to-face client meetings? It would be insane. It would be insane. Clients aren't going to want it. We as individuals don't want to be traveling all over everywhere to see clients. So my recommendations are to think about, and I love this word, this could almost be my second wow word, is a fusion of modern and a fusion of traditional. So what were the things? So my advice would be to say, right, write down every single thing that you've missed, like really missed, the stuff that you really want to make sure that you do again. But also write down the things that you don't want to do again. You don't want to be traveling to clients' homes, maybe. You don't want to be working in an evening. You don't want to be working at night, you know, or in the weekends. Whatever it is, you've got to keep the ones you want to, things you want to keep and the things that you want to get rid of. And then design a new way. So it's not about new world. Yes, it kind of is, but this is about giving everybody the opportunity to think about changing what they're doing. Like, so pre-lockdown, I was traveling all over the United Kingdom. I was traveling all over the world to do conferences. I've done more conferences from my dining table in the space of 3 months than I've done ever, because I physically wouldn't have been able to travel that far. I was going up to Scotland. I was going to see clients and sitting in their offices. You don't need to do that anymore. So think about the fusion. My recommendation probably is with clients and the client journey is the first meeting, make it face-to-face, but the rest don't need to be face-to-face. Maybe the annual review is face-to-face. You don't need to make any other meetings face-to-face. Don't just pick up the phone to call them, video chat them. Send them a video message. We've all got iPhones. Send them a video message or a voice note to their mobile. It's the fusion now. We've got to blend the two, I think. I think that's probably the most important thing. So we don't want it to go back to normal. And I think, you know, you said they'd lost their heart. They have, because what they've effectively done is they've given up on themselves. So, you know, we've all been locked in for a long time. And it goes back to my very first point, you know, let's take you, for example, right? So if you said to me, you know, I've lost my mojo, I've lost my heart, you know, I'm not feeling great. Well, have you been exercising? Have you been eating well? You know, have you been taking care of yourself? Have you been giving yourself time to meditate or, you know, to do whatever it is you need to do to feel energized? So I did Deepak Chopra's 21-day meditation challenge at the beginning of lockdown, and I've just kept repeating it because it got me grounded. It got me positive energy. I focused on abundance. So there's no real reason, unless it's a financial reason, to lose your energy, lose your mojo. There's lots to learn. I've done a social well-being course online. expanded my knowledge. I've learned, you know, I've just focused on expanding myself, and I've recommended that to any advisors as well. There's no need to sit and be sad. Sit and expand, and then you will not lose your heart. You'll be energized and feel passionate. And lastly, to answer the question, in the UK is the same as everywhere else in the world. We haven't missed going to the shops and going to big malls and, you know, buying stuff that we don't need. What people have missed is their tribe, is their family and their friends and their relationships that matter. So we're all in the same storm. We are coming out of lockdown in the UK, but as we were talking just before, there's parts of England, as there is over the world, that are going back into lockdown because there's spikes in the pandemic. But we've had an incredible government who, for you probably most of you know, have put people on furlough. So they've paid 80% of their wages until October. Incredible. You know, the government have done an incredible job. And now we're coming out of it, and, you know, the gyms are open, the bars are open, restaurants are open. You know, we all have to wear these masks that you can't breathe. And I'm a smiler and a talker, so these masks are just like the worst thing in the world for me, because I like to smile a lot. But it's the same as everywhere. But, you know, we're trying to keep spirits up, and you know, people are doing some amazing things. Innovation has just emerged from small businesses, and it's been wonderful to see. So we're all in the same storm at the moment, but not necessarily, obviously, in the same boat.
Yeah, thank you so much for this wonderful reply on that, actually. So how you extrapolation about the digital innovation? People must learn digital now, so they have to be in this particular profession.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. But to be honest, they needed to learn digital 10 years ago. But the difference is, you see, now the clients have had to learn digital. That's the key. You know, most financial advisors are switched on enough to be able to learn how to use Zoom. But 10 years ago, the technology wasn't very good anyway. So we've now got the technology. We have now had to understand digital in order to enhance that client journey. We've had to think differently. But most importantly, the 90-year-old grandma who has now got an iPad because her daughter fed it through the letterbox and set Zoom up for her so they could see the grandchildren, she's now got an iPad or a tablet. So the world has just opened out, and digital and that the diversification of how we communicate, there's never been a better time to wow, to change your client journey, to change your business, to do things differently, to do things better. It's incredible times, and one which hopefully we'll never see in our lifetime again. But we cannot let this opportunity go. We must innovate, we must think differently. And, you know, financial services needed bringing into the 21st century because it was in the dark age. So now is the time. So don't go back we should go back to normal, because normal wasn't great, right? We've got to create a new normal. That's my advice. I'm going to do that, certainly, and I've already done that.
So the must, as a financial advisor, update on the financial need. Not only update them, they should need clients also get updated on data on that. It's a supposed on that, actually. So one more question is just putting it that how you look into the failures. People always just see the failures, then they don't want to continue with that aspect. So what you can say about
say that again, repeat that question for me.
So how you look into the failures on current situations? People see the failures, they approach the client, they don't get much appointments, or they don't want to continue the same professional business, another thing. So what you can give me a suggestion for them for how they want to look for the failure?
You've got to get on the phone. Activity breeds activity. Like, you know, I had so many, I mean, literally, when we went into lockdown, so let's end of March, middle of March, the first month we could absolutely not get hold of or reach any of our advisor clients. It was like there was a massive black hole and they'd just been swallowed up. They were literally on the phone day and night to clients. Day and night. How are you? What's going on? Let's update you. Don't worry, we're here for you. constant activity, phone, right? Because at this point, no one's got Zoom. No one at home's on Zoom, right? So phone calls. So that was in April. I've got reports now from my clients who have had the best month in 20 years on record. The best financial month, the most activity, the most new money, the most investments, because they got up and picked the phone up. So activity bred activity. So if you're going to be a planner or an advisor that's going to sit and wait for people to come to you, you're dead in the water anyway. You were dead in the water before. So it's momentum. So everybody fell off a cliff, literally. Their lives stopped. They couldn't go out. Their children were being homeschooled and parents were just screaming at their children constantly, as I was. But you need to be in the face of your clients. You need to be there. You need to show you care. You need to pick up the phone, activity. And it's not just once. It's not just once. It's all the time, all the time. You've got to innovate, diversify. You've got to earn your stripes. You know, when the markets are good, financial planners are amazing. But when the chips are down and the clients need you, you've got to push forward. You've got to be there more than ever. And you know what? You're not even going to get paid for it right now. But what you're going to do is that when they're in the bar or they then regroup with hundreds of friends and they say, you know what, my financial advisor was amazing. Do you know, actually, you know, he phoned me 3 times to make sure I was okay. And then the other guy says, did he? Did she? Well, mine never phoned me once. Guess what you're going to get? A referral. Like it's not going to take that much to amaze, to wow, because everybody's low, right? You've got, your job is to bring them back up, and it's an incredible opportunity. We just cannot waste it. No normal. We don't want to go back to normal. We want to think positive. Action breeds action. Keep moving. Phone clients, email clients, check in with clients, and you will have some of your best months ever. They are to come. And the markets will recover, of course. Okay.
So you're saying stick with the basics. So that's idea.
Absolutely. Because think about it. In the last 3 months, everybody's gone back to basics. Baking at home, growing vegetables in their garden. You know, if you could see outside of my garden, I've got courgettes and cucumbers and aubergines growing. I've gone back to basics. People have learned crafts and knitting and crocheting and just the good traditional things. We've all gone back to basics because actually we couldn't do anything other. We've gone back to playing with our children in the park and going on walks and walking out of an evening. We've all gone back to basics. So why would you not? The good stuff always works. Always.
Yeah, I do start learning about cooking. So
See?
Yeah.
See? So when I come to India, you're going to cook me a full slap up, full course. I'm expecting big things.
Okay. Just move to this particular book. So amazing, and do it. And then one more thing, I just want to tell you all that one thing we all miss it out. That is the only thing I just highlighting now. Reading habit. So as we gone to digitally, we forgot all the reading habit. This COVID time, I admire read a lot of books on again and again. That's something on that. Can you Michelle, can you tell about how this books work on this aspects of the advisors, and
Yes.
what makes the reading special for them? The why they need reading is very, very important.
Yeah. So this book, the story about how this book came about is quite interesting. So I knew Mike Morrow. Most people in MDRT know who Mike Morrow is. And I knew Mike a long time from MDRT. And I was at a conference in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, in Europe. And I was speaking to the wife of a financial planner, a financial advisor. And she was telling me that her job, bizarrely, it was outside of financial services, but what she did was, her job was to go around restaurants in Amsterdam and help them raise their standards so that they would become and achieve Michelin star status. She was like a consultant for restaurants.
Yes.
So straight away, my eyes light up and I get all excited about talking to her because I'm thinking, well, that's what I do for financial planning firms. Like, so I then came up with the Michelin star. See what I did there? Not the Michelin star, the Michelin star. And I thought, well, that's what I do. So literally, I interviewed her and she shared with me every single thing that a Michelin star restaurant needs to do to achieve Michelin star status. So she literally listed, I wrote down on an Excel spreadsheet, all the things that a restaurant would do. And then what I did is I, on this next column, flipped it over to say, well, if that happens in a restaurant, this would be what needs to happen in a financial planning practice. And I literally matched every single thing that she told me that they did to something in a financial planning practice. And me and Mike, we then collaborated on it. He added some more, I added some more. We came up with the little book of WOW, and it's like tips, action, do this, car parking sign, you know, crafts and pencils and crayons for children if they're in the office with their parents, you know, have someone take care of them, you know, a scent smell, make sure that it smells nice in the office. Just this oodles of ideas. But she inspired me so much because she was like, well, a restaurant would do this. One of the most obvious was, now when I go to a restaurant and I say to the waiter, what's the special of the day, or what's the special dessert of the day, and he or she says, oh, I don't actually know, let me go and check. Okay, in a Michelin star restaurant, what I was told was every morning most of the staff that are customer facing will sample the day's menu. They'll know what the specials are, right? So what the beauty of that is, so when you go into a Michelin star 5-star restaurant, the waiter knows what the specials are. They've tasted the specials. They know what the ingredients are, whether it's gluten or dairy or whatever. So the point of it is I just literally took all of these ideas and added some of my own, of course. I've been doing this a long time, and just then created the book, which is effectively all the best things you could do to be a 5-star business. And that's what the book was all about. In fact, I don't actually think many people know that story, to be truthful. So I'm glad you've asked me, because that's the story of how it came about.
Why I just ask it that whenever I feel stuck on the business, I'm not to get business or anything, that I always go through this book again, could able to find some more ideas on this.
It's
and
new.
I can able to write it on this ideas to get implemented on day to work on that aspect.
Yeah. Just do me a favor, just open it so people can kind of see the sort of how it's written. So it's tips. So they're all numbered. There's pictures, there's ideas, and literally you just work your way through it. There's so much in there. You know, it's not an expensive book, but it's a good, you can tick them off as you do them, for sure.
Yeah. So it's a best practice, and that's what I'm saying about the reading habit. So must people on the financial sector, I believe that you want to be more successful, must read, find out the good books, and think about the ideas and the where you can able to have effective communication. So we also come with the idea called people can share what the successful books they read it.
Yeah,
we will
absolutely.
display those books into the web pages, so it will be for members who want to admirably to go forward. And that mainly we are targeting for this 4 sectors, like motivation, we are targeting to effective communications, insurance, and selling skills. So these things we motivate them. So on those aspects. And that I think Maria just said, where can I buy these books? It's available on our website. You just click it, Michelle's link, speaker link, automatically Michelle page will open. In that downstairs, you can able to find this book available in this the page. Just click it, it'll take you to the Amazon page. You can able to buy it. So it's the international site. So whichever country you be, you can able to collect it from. It's in the dollars, and it is in euros and other things. So I'm happy
and I shall sign them for you as well. If you buy them, I'll sign them and send them out. So if I'm ever famous, you can sell it on eBay.
Yeah,
if I ever get famous.
I too have the lovely signature on that. So
you do. Look at that. I even put a love heart on it for you. It's amazing.
So that's fine. So do get it on the book, and keep sending mails to Michelle. Or you got any doubts or anything, keep sending us a mail. So we will also get whatever clarification you need, another thing, and keep supporting the program what Michelle's upcoming on October. So we will place that meeting event in our webpage also. Let people want to know about that. Again, we will be
Yes, absolutely,
good.
absolutely.
So any more questions, or we can move forward in that? I think in chat box, I believe some questions will be there.
We had Dominic. I think Dominic raised his hand. I think Dominic, is there anything that you want to ask? I saw you raise your hand earlier. What I'll also say, if for anybody that that books, for the first 10 people, that book on the workshop, you can have a copy of the book complimentary. We'll send you a copy of the book on us as a thank you for booking onto the workshop on 7th of October. So there you go. I can't say fairer than that. It's a little special.
Yeah. So that's a good one. So visit our website, know about Michelle's, and you can able to connect with us and Michelle also for that. So any more questions, we can able to where and how to book the workshop. So again, he said where and how to book the workshop. I think you're sure
What I'm going to do, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let me do this.
Okay.
I'm going to post this in. I think I can do that to
chat box. Yeah, you can do it in chat box.
Yeah, there you go. Link. So that's how you book the event. It's on there as the WOW workshop. If you register, don't buy the book on Amazon. For the first 10 people that register for the event and join us on the event, then we'll send you a copy of the book complimentary. So you don't have to worry about buying the book. You'll get it as well. Okay.
So it's a good deal, that.
It is a good deal. I'm feeling very happy today. Yeah. Very happy. I've been to the gym, you see. I feel good. Life is good. I'm fit, healthy.
So I think we come out the end of the program now. So,
wonderful.
How you like the program, Michelle? Is this good? We are of ILLC and just talking to.
It's great. It's great. It's great what you're doing. I said to you before, the lovely attendees joined us. It's incredible what you're doing. There's so much information and so much resource out there, and the challenge for nearly everybody is finding it. So the fact that you've brought people that and you're promoting books that have added value to you, and I think it's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing that you're doing. So I would encourage anyone that's watching, listening, to share their website and the work that's being done with as many people as possible. Sharing's good. Sharing's love. Sharing is is how we all become amazing and we all become awesome. So yes, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to all those that have commented on WOW words and shared their time. Yeah, really pleased to have been here. Thank you for asking me to join you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. So the idea began that we are already in YouTube Live. So always that videos available on Michelle page. Again, we will upload it tomorrow to the Michelle page. So any more reference you want to go back and check again on things. Why I'm just saying that previous webinars, whenever time again I recheck it, I find out some ideas on that. So that's the way these programs works, and we created the history. So it's always available for somebody to get the reference out of our webpage. Yeah, so that's our YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, kindly subscribe, and you are not subscribed to the web page, kindly do that. And I'm just keeping again sharing my screen for my contact details.
Yeah, great.
This is my contact detail. You can able to always send all your questions ishakti2020@gmail.com, and I've been connected with the several options, like we have in Facebook, we have in LinkedIn, we have in Twitter, and all those things we have in me connecting. So these you can able to send it, or I'm placing my mobile number also there. You can able to connect me through WhatsApp also. That's all from me. So we have a wonderful program. We come to end. Thank you everyone who's part of this particular webinar. Thank you so much, Michelle, taking your time and being given your presentation. I'm so happy be part of ILLC, and thank you so much. I hope everyone will liked it, and keep supporting us, encouraging us, and keep sending all your questions, and keep share your ideas. So we will place with your photograph in idea box. which will be encouraged for other members who are encourageably want to do desperately this business. You can able to always support them with showing this website so they can able to bring up their life. So that's the idea begin on that I'm doing now. So each one of you can contribute, it make them their life beautiful on that. Keep encouraging, keep sending your questions. We will ask all the speakers. Looking forward next week, we have a very big meeting coming with MDRT. First time is they are coming in virtual mode. I'm so excited because I'm one of the MDRT committee members. So I'm just excited to view how this program it's going to be in from 3rd of August to till 7th of August, and keep look forward to. If you're not registered on this event, kindly do it now. It's already open. It's just $149 and do that one, and you're going to be a much more excited because we miss it this time in a physical mode. We normally meet all our financial advisors all over the world, do it in Anaheim and Dubai. So unfortunately to COVID, we are not able to meet them in that, but still our odds with MDRT. So we will meet you all on virtual meeting. Looking forward. End of the meeting on that. Thank you so much for me. Thank you, Michelle.
Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Thank you all.